Hi, I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and this tiger is the current pattern in the Funny Faces Quilt Block of the Month Club. When I say current, it is February 2022, so it will be exclusive to the club for the month of February. If you're in the club already, go ahead and go to the clubhouse or check your inbox and you'll find the link to download the pattern. If you're not in the club, you can join now, and this is the pattern that you will get right away. If you're not in the club and you don't want to be, just wait until probably the middle of March sometime, 2022, and I will put this pattern in the regular shop at Shiny Happy World. So for now, I'm going to show you how to make him, and I just want to give you a preview. This one has a lot of parts, so it's a 2-page pattern, and here's how to make it. All right, we are ready to start layering up this tiger. So as always, I'm going to start with the piece that goes off the bottom of the block. So it's going to have that straight cut. It's the shoulders of the tiger. And I'm just going to line that cut edge up with the raw edge at the bottom of the block. All right, next up, I'm going to put the face piece in. That, whoops, is just going to layer right over the shoulders, and you can see I've transferred the markings on the back of the shoulders, these dotted line markings, and those are going to help me know once I've covered up those markings, I've got the face in the right place, and I know that there's enough overlap that I'm not going to lose any raw edges or anything when I fuse the whole thing together. So next up, I'm going to tuck his ears behind his head. So again, I've got that line here. As soon as I've covered up that line, I know I have that tucked back just far enough. And those ears should be a little bit, they're going to overlap the forehead stripes a little bit and the cheek stripes a little bit. So they're coming in kind of right in that gap in between those two spots. All right, next up, I'm going to put his chin in place. And the chin is going to sit and just cover up that curve marked at the bottom there. And then I've got 2 cheek pieces. So one tiger cheek is going to go here, and it's going to cover up those lines. And the other tiger cheek is going to go over here. You know what? I think I've got these in the wrong spots. This side. Nope, I had it right. And I'll probably fine-tune these a little bit too when I get the nose and stuff in place. So that's what I'm going to do next. Get his nose in there. And the nose is going to cover up parts of those cheek pieces. That's the bridge of his nose. Now I've got the big velvety nose piece, and I need to slide this whole thing down a little bit. There we go. All right, just nudging those pieces into place. All right, now let's put his belly piece in. Tigers have a white belly. So he's got a little belly piece down at the bottom of on his chest. I shouldn't say their chest is white, also their belly, but. All right, now I've got a lot of spots. First I'm going to get his eyes in there because I want to see him looking at me. There's one eye. And the other eye. And now I've got a whole bunch of stripe pieces. So first is a forehead stripe. And it doesn't matter what order you put these on. I'm just going to cover up these lines that I traced on there. Next, I've got another forehead piece. All of these pieces are labeled, so you'll know which ones you've picked up. They all are kind of vaguely crescent shaped, so it's not obvious from just picking up the piece. There we go. Now I've got one of his big cheek stripes. And on these, there was a line at the bottom that gets tucked underneath the cheek. He's got two bigger stripes. The bigger stripes go on the outside of his face, and the flat end with the line on it is what tucks under the cheek piece. So the pointy part of the crescent gets pointed up. I just want to cover up that line. Now I've got, this one's a shoulder stripe. So that's going to go down here. I may move that if my other one is longer. So here's another cheek stripe. This one's going to go on this side. So this guy's a fairly complicated pattern because he has a lot of pieces, but as you can see, they're not super crazy to put down. It's just that there's a lot of them. All right, now we have a few more shoulder pieces. And they're not labeled left or right, but you can tell if you try and line this up, it's going the wrong way if you line the flat edge with the edge of the shoulders. So just put them so that they look good. You could probably even shift the top or the bottom one a little bit on these, and it really, I don't think, would matter very much. You know what, I think it does matter. So I think this one's just a little bit longer than the other. That one there. Yeah, and this one just had a little more of a down angle on that side of the stripe. Just fit better with that part of the shoulder. All right, so there he is, all layered up. Oh, his nose is a little crooked. There we go. So I'm going to take him over to the ironing board, get him fused in place. Just follow whatever the directions for whatever brand of fusible you're using. Then I'm going to take him to the sewing machine and outline all of these pieces, and then I'll bring it back here and show you the finished block, and also show you a couple of other versions, including a white tiger. All right, here is that tiger block all finished, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about the fabrics because this is the very first pattern that I've done that uses fabric that I have designed. So this fabric is available on Spoonflower. That's where I sell all of my fabric. It's all custom printed. So the background block is from the Gemstones collection, and it actually has the quilt lines printed on it so that you can just follow the lines, which makes it really fun and easy, kind of like just coloring in a coloring book. And then all of the fabrics on the tiger's actual face, those shades of white, gray, the dark, almost black, and then all of these different rust shades are all part of the Animal Kingdom collection of blenders. And one of the things I really like about them is that it's got multiple patterns for the same colors. So the darker bowl shape in his nose is the same as the exact same color as the lighter stripe in his face. So all of these colors really go together. All of the fabrics really go together perfectly. So I did a traditional, like regular looking tiger with those colors, but I've also got a white tiger. So this one, same thing, the background block is from that Gemstones collection, and all of the colors in his face, except for the eyes and the nose, those were just some scraps out of my bin. But all of these shades of gray and white are part of the Animal Kingdom collection of blenders as well. I've got another version in more traditional tiger colors, but a more cartoony version. And that is this version here. So this fabric collection is available as a bundle in my shop still. I'm not going to keep stocking these, but I do still have some of these colors left. So these are, the darker orange is from the Dots collection, and the lighter orange is from the Gingham Play collection. And these are just black and white prints from the black and white bundles that I have in my shop. And the background is the Rainbow Batiks collection. So I just wanted to show you this one because even though a tiger's ears are actually white, like very, very, very bright white, and same thing with his face and his chest and belly, I wanted to show you that you can also just use a lighter version of the orange and get a very realistic looking tiger effect. He's just kind of cartoony looking because it's a very bright orange, brighter than tigers actually are. I want to show you one more version that is something a little different. So I see a lot of people who are doing my patterns and they want that face to be centered in the block. So if it is on shoulders, which is what I usually do, I usually try and frame my images. I want it to look like I've snapped a photo of him. And so if you snap a picture of somebody and they have a whole body that you're not showing, it cuts off at the bottom of the frame of the photo that you're doing. Well, a lot of people want that face to be centered. And so I see a lot of people with my patterns, instead of lining up that straight edge at the bottom with the raw edge at the bottom of the block, they shift the whole thing up. And then you have these weird kind of cut off shoulders in there. And to my eye, that always looks weird because I drew it very deliberately to look like a photo, but I definitely understand the desire to have that face centered in the block. So I wanted to show you an option that you can do if you want that face to be more centered. Leave out the shoulders. And I'm going forward, whenever it's possible, I'm doing the face and the shoulders as separate pieces. I already did that a lot, but there are some of my older patterns where it is all just one big piece for the head and shoulders. But where it's possible, I'm definitely making an effort to do them separate now so that you can just leave off those shoulder pieces and have just the face centered. It's more of an illustration kind of look and less of a photo kind of look. Both of them are great. I'm really happy with this layout as well. I just wanted to show you that that is an option that you can also do if you want to get those faces really centered in there. So just the fabrics, this is using the Warm Neutrals bundle, which I do still have some left in stock of, available at Shiny Happy World. And this is a green batik from the Green Batiks fabric collection, which I am almost out of, but I do have some of those left for just a little while longer. So that is the tiger pattern, the current pattern in the Funny Faces Quilt Block of the Month Club. It's February 2022. I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and I'll see you next month.